The Asiatic Negro and the wide DNA deception. But before we take this deep dive into the Asiatic Negro, let's get a brief reminder of how individuals like C.S. Rafisanesque thought of, at the time, what was the origin of the Asiatic Negro. His statement reads as follows: the Society of Geography having offered a reward for the best memoir on the origin of the Asiatic Negroes, I sent them last year 2 memoirs. One of those Asiatic Negroes, wherein I demonstrated the affinities of their languages with the African and Polynesian Negroes, as well as with the Hindus and Chinese, and renders it probable that all Negroes originated in the southern slopes of the Himalaya Mountains, as they did once exist all over India, South China, Japan, Persia, and Arabia. My second memoir on the Negro or Black nations found in America before Columbus, wherein I proved their existence and connection. And now that we've relayed that groundwork, it's time to take a deep dive into the Asiatic Negroes and the genetic evidence suggesting the presence of the Asiatic Negroes, and in particular in China. And just like ancient Europe, the Y-DNA-C haplogroup is dominating China and East Asia as a whole. But alas, look what we have here. Did you see it? Oh, you still don't see it? Let me help you see it. Well, looky what we have here. A DE presence in ancient China. In my prior demonstrations, I highlighted the DE origin, or at least what was understood to be the origin of the DE, and the controversy surrounding it. And what's interesting is that Michael Hammer would originally propose that the DE's origin was actually in East Asia. Later, his position would change slightly, placing the DE origin in Africa with a migration out of Africa and a split in East Asia. Under this model, the E lineage would be of an Asiatic origin. But in 2008, Hammer would change his position once again, placing the origin of the DE in Africa and the split occurring in Africa, with D migrating out of Africa and migrating to East Asia. But Michael Hammer's revisement still places his model under great tension. And here's why. If the D haplogroup migrated out of Africa, then you should suspect to see that D carriers in East Asia would have an intermediate Afro-like genomic profile. But evidence of this is completely absent in the current fossil evidence. This tension has caused Hammer's model to collapse into a ghost population theory. And with the more recent finding of the DE being found in China in 2021, despite the fact that this DE couldn't be fully resolved into the D or the E, this still places tension on the outer Africa gene flow. Because just like my presentation on ancient Europe, the genetic gene flow is coming from the east, not the west, out of Africa. And once again, so-called African populations have themselves origin stories originating outside of Africa in areas like Arabia. Something just as, or if not more important than what we've already discussed here. First, this DE specimen was a carrier of the EDAR variant 370A, which is phenotypically a major package of later derived modern East Asians and Native Americans. This would indicate that these Asiatic Negroes were dark pigmented with long hair, as well as with the full EDAR 370A East Asian package. And this will also mean that modern Native Americans and East Asians derived this package from ancient Negroes. And secondly, this Y-DNA population was paired with mtDNA D4H3A. This now becomes very interesting and much more complex because the D4H3A mtDNA lineage is a major lineage associated with Paleo-Americans, which means this mtDNA lineage was either paired before or at the same time with ancient Asiatic Negroes. Putting this all together and pairing this with Wan Hu Wang's model, we now have what appears to be a deeply diverse population structure within ancient America and one of a Negro stock. And so you may be wondering how I can draw this conclusion non-subjectively. Well, despite the Y-DNA identification for Paleo-Americans, their alleles were predominantly absent of the EDAR V370A variant. And once again, this is the variant associated with modern East Asian and Native American populations. And if you also remember, that EDAR V370A variant was first found in the ancient Negro population structure. This relates to the Paleo-American specimens because even with the specimen that you see here that does carry the V370A variant, the majority of these specimens were brown to dark brown in pigmentation, giving the indication that they were of the same population genetics of the Asian or ancient Negro Asiatic population. So let this be a lesson to all of you DNA pseudos. And that is, when you see images like this, it cannot be simply dismissed by Y-DNA and mtDNA assignment or identification. Because, as you can see here, the ancient Asiatic Negroes were the first to derive these lineages. So to all of my people in the Black indigenous community, stand strong. And if you see one of these pseudo criminals misusing DNA data, don't hesitate to call the pseudo police. Because these criminals may very well be served indictments for improper usage of uniparental markers. Once again, this has concluded another pseudo investigation. And this is Lifted Veil.